Game 2. Give the medley, the hole, he gets it in! 10-yard touchdown run! Josiah Medley and the Indians take the lead back at 6. Baby!
Round 3, baby, that's what we do. Here we come!
Let's go, baby!
We are getting down to it as far as the OHSAA Division II Region 8 playoffs. This is the semifinals. We are here at Highcap Stadium. That's on the campus of Wayne High School in Huber Heights, and we get ready for what should be one dandy football game. The Piqua Indians, a record of 12-0. They were 9-0 in the Miami Conference of the MVL, and they are going to be taking on the Edgewood Cougars. Edgewood, 9-2, 5-0. And it's going to be a good one. My name's Tom Michaels, alongside the coach, Brian Gillespie. And Brian, the stomach really starts to churn when you get to this point in the playoffs and your team is still in it.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be an exciting night tonight. It's cold, it's football weather, super windy outside, probably in the 40s here, and it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a rugged battle between two teams that are on fire in the last 10 weeks or so.
Well, you talk about this Piqua team. Last week, they came up a winner 17-13, and that was against Withrow out of Cincinnati. They really, for the first time this year, had a huge challenge in that game, and it wasn't until the second half, the fourth quarter, that they were able to get the lead back and go on and win that football game.
I'll tell you what, it was impressive how they handled it because they really hadn't been in a game like that, especially against a team like Withrow, who passed the eye test times 10. They came in with a lot from the kickoff all the way to the end, but Piqua had made just enough plays there to get the victory, and I think that's going to pay off this week as they get back into another tight game with another rugged team in Edgewood.
Well, we always talk about Josiah Medley. Last week, he had 5 receptions to go along with his 29 carries, 152 yards on the ground, a couple of TDs adding to his number, which stands at 32 in terms of what he has done rushing. He now has 1,819 yards. What a season he's had, averaging almost 10 yards a carry.
He's an unbelievable talent, and last week he made it up. They were really struggling to get it to him in between the tackles. You know, teams have been stacking the box to get him stopped. They had a lot of success with that. So what did Medley do? Made a huge couple catches through the air, 56 yards receiving, and I think you're going to see a little bit more of that because the goal for Piqua's got to be get the ball to our best player, and that guy is Josiah Medley.
Well, Brady Ewell, the quarterback, no slouch to be sure. Last week he was a little off on his throwing, but he threw that big one. But Medley had to come back a little bit but it goes on and puts them in the win column.
I'll tell you what, he was a little uncomfortable last week because Withrow put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and he was forcing him a little bit quicker than he's used to. That cold ball actually was more challenging for him than the wet ball, so we'll see if that continues. But you're going to see probably Edgewood try to get a lot of pressure on him tonight as well, and it's windy out there, so we'll see how that plays into how the passing game is for the Piqua Indians.
Taking a look then for Edgewood, they're going to be throwing a different wrinkle at the Indians tonight. You talk about offenses, for the most part, you see very similar offenses, I think, throughout the season most of the time. And now here you go into the third week of the playoffs, they're going to see something they haven't seen, the wing T.
Yeah, you know what? You see a lot of spread, a lot of short passing games, a lot of shotgun stuff. This Edgewood team's a whole nother animal. They come from the Southwest Ohio Conference, and that is a grinded-out running conference. You've got great teams like Ross. You've got Edgewood. You've got a lot of those teams in that conference, and their main, it's a fast game. It's a running game. It's a who can win the point of attack type game. And with this wing T, you got to have eye discipline. You got to be able to handle. They've got a couple huge running backs, talented running backs, led by junior fullback Tavion Cosby, number 34. They're going to try to get him right up the middle. They're going to get, and then they're going to try to get number 1 Jay Daly on the outside. You're going to see Buck sweep right, Buck sweep left, and then you're going to get Cosby right down the middle, and you're going to have to handle it, and everybody's going to have to stay in their spots and not get blocked out of the play.
Well, you were telling me before, even though this team has not seen a wing T this year, Bill Neese has. He knows what to do against it. Now they have to communicate to the players, and they have to be able to take care of it.
Well, Bill Neese has had many years where he faced Troy that at that time had a different coach, and they ran a wing T. So he has a lot of experience, and what doesn't he have experience with in all the years he's been coaching? But in that scenario, we'll really see whether those players took what their coaches told them this week and put it into action tonight.
Well, we'll see what happens here as far as the quarterback goes. Eli Jones, we don't think of this team as much of a passing team, 38 of 80, and he has some 928 yards through the air. That was second in the SWOC. You look at others, the guy who is actually their leading receiver with 652 yards is listed as a full running back in Braden Sullivan, but he's not running as a true running back there because his number's 40 for 335. You're going to see him probably on the end of the reception several times tonight.
I think you're going to see him in the slot, and they'll probably try to get him with a couple little, what they're going to do is they're going to pound you until you're just going after that running back, going after that fake. And next thing you know, they're going to roll out and try to hit Sullivan for a big pass. So they really lull you to sleep, and you start thinking run, and then boom, they get you with those passes. And they got to be ready because Eli Jones is, like you say, has 928 yards passing. That's not too bad for a guy who doesn't throw the ball a lot.
Well, we talked about the special teams game, and Jackson Tremblay for the Indians has been just fantastic all year long. But at the other end of the field, we're going to see another guy who is out there as far as their kicker, David Rumpler. He's 3 for 4 on field goals, his longest, a 40-yarder. And then on extra points, he is missed 3, 56 of 59 this year. So that's going to be an interesting situation. And on returns, their punt returner is a guy by the name of Brick Barker, who has 13 returns and an average of almost 14 yards per return.
That Brick Barker is also an excellent safety, and then you have equal special teams, which that was been an advantage for Piqua all year. So you're about a wash there for special teams. So that's an interesting thing to watch. And then you have sophomore linebacker Wyatt Walker. But the guy to watch, again, this is an alliteration. This is an English teacher's dream in here on the defense for Edgewood. You've got Radical Rothermall, Brick Barker, and Wyatt Walker. Okay, and Rothermall, Radical, that's the first time I've ever heard that one. That's about as good as it gets for a guy that's 6'1", 260 and plays linebacker. And he's got a team leading 86 tackles. So keep an eye on him. He's number 54, and he's going to be all over the field. He's a big boy. He also plays the line on offense. But he's got surprising speed for a guy. You don't see too many linemen that flip over and play linebacker.
The Indians band is on the field. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, I think so.
The man. Edgewood will be coming out here momentarily, and then the Piqua Indians will be making their way out here. One other team from the MVL left in these playoffs. That's actually in Division 3, and that game being played tonight at Sydney as Tip is taking on Bellbrook, which is a really weird thing. None of us got that one in the pool as far as where it was going to be played coming up this week, because normally they try and get someplace somewhat halfway in between the two schools, and this one is basically straight north of everybody.
Yeah, that's a heck of a trip for Bellbrook people to get all the way up to Sydney. I'll tell you what, Edgewood has personally taken care of some of the MVL and kicked them out of this Division II tournament here with 2 wins over Sydney and Stebbins the first 2 weeks. So Piqua hopes they can knock off these Southwest Ohio Conference champions.
And taking a look, Edgewood lost their first 2 games of the year. The first one, 41-14 to Milford, and then at Franklin, 17-15, and they have ripped off a number of wins since then. Grand total of now 8, 2, 4, 6, 7, 9 in a row. In a row for this team.
You know what? And the stark difference between what they did the first couple weeks to what they did the last 9 weeks is they just stuck to the run. They only threw the ball eight times or less in every game since then, and all their 9 wins. So what you're going to see is a heavy dose of the run. Early in the season, they were trying to. The goal for Piqua needs to be force them to pass it by putting them behind in the game. Now, Edgewood does get the ball first here tonight because they won the toss and decided to take it. So that they've got to get a stop right out of the gate here.
Well, the winner of this game plays the winner of number 7 Winton Woods against number 6 LaSalle. That will be for the regional title, and that game being played at Lakota East tonight. So all around the Miami Valley, all around the state of Ohio, these divisions 1 through 4. Onto the field comes Edgewood. They are under Scott Clemens in his 10th year. He's an intervention specialist there at Edgewood. Replaced Steve Channel back in the day. Channel went on to a long career there at Miamisburg. He's a 205 grad of Wilmington College. And this is his 10th year as a head coach. Piqua Indians, of course, they come in here with the dean, Bill Nees, in his 30th year, 219, 106. This Indians team just keeps adding to his win total as well.
I'll tell you what, 12 wins this year, and looking to add that 13th win to get one step closer to 2006. And they haven't been swimming in this deep end in a while now, so we're back here with another opportunity. Hopefully Piqua can take advantage.
The Indians are back out here. They are in the dark blue with the white numerals, a little bit of red on the uniforms. And for visiting Edgewood in this game, they come out with white on white with a little bit of blue trim around the numbers. So that's going to be fun as well. Let's take it down now as the Piqua Band plays our national anthem.
To promote
for all, you are invited to stand and join in singing our national anthem, which will be performed by the Piqua High School Marching Band. Thank you. Let's play some football.
We get ready for tonight's kickoff, which we are going to see the Indians kicking off the coin toss, won by Edgewood. They decided to receive. Indians will be defending the goal down to our right. The officials for tonight's game, we've got Greg Goff, the referee, Dalen Myricks, the centerman, also Daniel Loy, the umpire, line judge, Adam Barnes, Kerry Allian, the back judge, and Jason Edler is the head line judge. Getting exciting now, isn't it, partner?
I'll tell you what, it's an amazing matchup here because you don't hear a lot about Edgewood up by Piqua, but they do have one matchup. Back in 2001, Piqua was able to pull that one out 21-0, and this was in a similar regional situation when it came to regional matchup in the tournament. So we haven't heard a lot from Edgewood since then, though. They do have a 2003 state runner-up in football, and they've also won 317 games, which is nothing to sneeze at since 1970.
Jackson Tremblay getting ready to kick it off right to left, back deep. Riley Payne as well as Braden Sullivan. And, of course, we have talked about this all year long, about how Tremblay able to send that ball through the end zone and make the opposing team start at their own 20-yard line.
It's going to be interesting to see how the wind affects this game, because it was swirling out there. You can hear it through the windows here.
So we'll wait for the officials to give the okay. The ball will be put down on the tee, and Jackson Tremblay will do his thing. 9-2, 5-0 this year for Edgewood. The Cougars scoring 434 points, giving up 180, and that's one of the things. The Indians' defense has been a little more stellar, perhaps. But you look at some of the scores, very, very similar to what the Indians have put up there on the board. Here comes Tremblay. Tremblay does not get it into the end zone this time, and the ball is brought out to the 25-yard line. So that's one of the unusual times that we've seen this year, that we have seen a run back on that.
You don't see that a lot, but it was good coverage there to keep them to the 25-yard line. So we'll have to see how the Indians handle this wing T. That is going to be the story of the game. It's very important, the edge. They got to maintain the edge and push him outside to his teammates.
So they go with the wing T. They go with the tailback who comes around to the near side and tries to pull it ahead. And that ball is out. Let's see. And it is going to be Piqua with the ball here on the very first play from scrimmage. Jay Daly was not able to hold on to it, and one of the Indians was able to force that thing as he went down, and the Indians will have the ball in excellent field position.
I'll tell you what, the turnovers are huge in this game. I think that could tilt the game one way or the other, because that is the great equalizer, is that turnovers. If you fumble that ball, that gives the defense opportunities.
The Indians want to not make mistakes themselves. They have been penalized much more than the team would like. In motion, they send a man down. Here it goes, Josiah Medley. They get the ball down close to the 31-yard line before he is taken down. And man, oh man, those white-on-white uniforms are just awful to try and see anything as far as the numbers go.
That's a nice job blocking on the in between the tackles there. He hit a nice hole, more so than he had any time last week.
So again, they're going to send Roberts in motion. Roberts with the ball. Roberts around the right side. Turns the corner. Tight ropes it. Gets it on down. We have a flag.
Look like we got a hold on the edge. There's those penalties. They cost you. You can't have those penalties on the edge. Those receivers have really struggled this year. They just got to let the guy go on those type of plays.
So the holding against the Indians, and I had just mentioned the mistakes that they made that wind up costing them yardage here. I think they had 9 penalties last week.
You just can't let that. You can hold him for a second, but once that receiver runs past you or running back runs past you, you got to let the guy go.
3 wideouts left, 1 to the right. They're going to throw it out this time. They're getting that to Corey Miller. Miller gets away from one man down across the 30 to the 28-yard line.
What a nice play by Corey Miller right there.
He is brought down by Seth Neal, defensive lineman, 6'1", 180-pound senior.
I think he got it. Yep, first down.
It'll be a first down for the Indians here. If you're just joining us, the Indians kicked off, and on the first play from scrimmage, Edgewood was forced into a turnover. Here they go. Quarterback keeps it. Bring it ahead for another first down. Brady Uhl.
He'll get you. They've done a lot better with that in the postseason. People have been having a hard time handling that quarterback draw.
They're going quickly here, trying to keep the Cougars. And we've got the ball carrier taken down very quickly.
They had too many.
Medley.
It looks like they might have had too many on the field. They didn't get their guy off the field when they were going quick there on Edgewood.
So that's going to take it ahead for 5 yards.
That's tough when you start speeding that defense up. They can't make their substitutions like they want to, and that makes it difficult.
So it's 1st and goal to go. Deshaun Roberts in motion. Josiah Medley with the ball. He's going to be wrapped up there. Coming through to stop him, the guy you've been looking for, Radical Rothermel.
And that's a big boy coming from the linebacker position. He's got the hair to match.
He led the team with 86 tackles, 3rd in the SWOC. Indians have the ball down to the 7-yard line. Once again, they give it to Medley. Medley will get it down inside the 5-yard line, down close to the 3. We'll see where they mark that ball. Caden Flick, the defensive lineman, 6', 190-pound senior, is able to stop him.
Looks like we're going to have a 1st and goal here. I'll tell you what, the Piqua line has got a lot more movement this week than probably all week last week against Withrow.
And the lighting's terrible too. I can't see anything.
Here they go. They're going to keep it this time for the quarterback. Oole's going to get it down just shy of the goal line.
I think this is
less than a yard to go.
This is Medley time here, my friend.
Josiah Medley. Tell you what, 1,819 yards coming into this game, averaging just under that 10-yard per carry mark. That is one impressive number right there.
Paging Dr. Medley.
Here we go on 2nd and goal. Medley in easily enough for the touchdown. The Indians go ahead 6-0.
I'll tell you what, another house call fight. A future doctor, Dr. Medley, Josiah Medley. I'm telling you what, you could see that from a mile away, but that offensive line absolutely pushed Edgewood around on that first possession.
They're also, you saw the coaching staff there, they were also patting the helmet of Anson Cox. So that line has been so good this year. Extra point try coming in here by Jackson Tremblay. And he puts it through, and it's 7-0 Indians here with 8:37 left to go in the first quarter. So the Indians have gone off to a great start here, got the ball back on the fumble, and then from good field position, taken on down. The only negative, they had that holding call.
I'll tell you what, that's a message they sent right there. I mean, they're ready to play tonight. And, you know, it's a double-edged sword when you ask for the ball first, because you get that ball first, you feel good about getting a touchdown early. But if you turn that thing over, now Piqua's got a 7-0 lead, and they get the ball first in the second half.
Again, the winner plays the winner of Winton Woods and LaSalle. That's being played right this moment down at Lakota East. Now the Indians have rarely had to play from behind this year. They had to do it for much of the game last week against Withrow. So the Indians kicking right to left once again. And we'll see whether Mr. Tremblay able to put this one into the end zone. Last one was taken to the 4 and brought back. But then anything with that was negated by the fumble on the next play. This one's going to be a line drive which goes through the end zone, so it'll be brought out to the 20-yard line. That's where Edgewood is going to take over for the second possession. They hope it's going to be a longer possession than the last one was.
I'll tell you what, that was a big-time turnover that changed this game completely, even though it's early. But you're thinking Edgewood needs to control the clock in this game, because as you could see, their defense really struggled against Piqua's offense. They're going to start feeling a little more pressure to put some points on the board in this game.
Edgewood beat Stebbins last week, 52-15. They're going to give it to the fullback who goes straight ahead. That fullback is Tavian Crosby, 5'11", 220. He's a junior, and he ran for 1,114 yards. They have two guys that run for more than 1,000 yards here in 2021. Again, using that wing T.
Eye discipline. You got to know where that ball is.
Eli Jones under center. The pitch back goes to Crosby. Crosby runs it up on that far side of the field, and he's able to get it up there for the first down before he is shouldered out of bounds by the Indians.
You're going to need some help from those outside corners today, and that's one issue that the Piqua has a little bit. Their corners are smaller than average probably, so they're going to need to make some plays on the edge against some big running backs.
Ball just shy of the 31-yard line. Tavian Crosby, again, the fullback. And now they're going to give it to Crosby. Crosby just buries his head and takes it across the 40 out to the 43-yard line. So that'll be another first down here for the Cougars.
I mean, Edgewood has racked up quite a few yards this year. I mean, you're talking about the best overall defense in the SWAC at 395.9 yards per game and points per game at 34.5.
They're going to go to Jay Daly. The running back over there on the left side this time around. Daly, 6'2", 190-pound senior, as we've mentioned.
You don't see too many teams that run for 300 yards per game, and that's what this team does here this year. So they're going to get their yards. The key is Piqua needs to get their yards as well and their points.
So under center, once again, Eli Jones, the quarterback. He's going to give the ball to Crosby across midfield, taken down at the 47. In there on the tackle for the Indians. You got Tanner Kemp, who's back out there. Tanner has been shut down by injury. He maybe could have tried playing a week or so ago, but I think the decision was made that better discretion, the better part of valor, and hold him off, and he's out here today in this very important football game.
Here's hoping he can stick around the whole game for us.
This time, quarterback Jones rolling near side, gets rid of the ball, and it is battered away. Coming through there.
Looked like Medley almost got a pick there. He was not far from one there.
Josiah Medley, two-way player for the team, plays safety. And right there, batted that one away. So that'll bring up a second down and 10 here. 6:20 left to go in this very fast-moving first quarter.
That's interesting that Edgewood went to the air that early. They usually, they're gonna mix those in, but clearly they're not super comfortable throwing the football.
One man wide to the left. Out of the wing tee, they give it to Daly. Daly takes it ahead and gets it down to about the 41-yard line, very close to that. And the ball carrier there.
42-yard line.
Look like number 27.
Yep, that's somebody a little bit different. That's Rick Parker.
He plays a little offense, a little defense. He returns kicks. That was a little bit of a double handoff there. I haven't seen one of those before, especially in that tight. You don't see that very often.
Ball at the 42. 3rd and 5. Here it comes, and going to be the first down here. Ball carrier again, Tavian Crosby. Crosby, last week, 153 yards on 15 carries for the Stebbins.
They got that first turnover. They can't tackle the ball, though. They're tackling the ball a lot on Tavian Crosby, and they're letting him get through those tackles because they're not trying to wrap him. I think you'll get those fumbles, but you got to keep working on getting the guy down before he gets an extra couple yards. I think they're tackling the ball a little too much right now.
They're going to give the ball Jay Daly. Jay Daly turns the corner, and he gets it down close to first down. We'll see. Tackle made by Sam Schmeezing,
That was a
the
generous
inside
spot.
linebacker.
Looked like a generous spot there. The sideline referee there, he might have been a little short on that, but they gave him the first down.
So 1st and 10 coming up here. Inside 5 to go in the first quarter. This is a team that scored 434 points in the first 11 games they played this season. They're going to go up the middle again with Crosby. And he is going to be one tough nut to bring down. He'll get it down just inside the 20-yard line. They're going to say right there at the 19. They've been fairly generous with their spots in this game thus far as this officiating crew.
Don't blink or this quarter's going to be over before you know it, the way they run the ball.
Again out of the wing tee. Crosby carries it. Crosby's going to be brought down. Sam Schmeezing again. Ball down to the 15-yard line and another first down.
They get ahead of steam there. Crosby is just a handful to keep from gaining 5 yards on every carry.
So they come out. The Indians with that 7-0 lead. Pitch back, it's going to go to Crosby. Crosby waits for some blocking. He's going to get it down across the 10, down to the 7-yard line. He is taken down by Aiden Meyer, the quarterback, the 5'8", 179-pound senior for the Indians. It's going to be a 2nd and 1 coming up here as we hit 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. So the team, now we're going to have a timeout called here. Indians call a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 7-0 Piqua on Edgewood. 2:55 go in the first on the Indian Nation station.
If you want great results and great service, call the Kathy Haney team.
I highly recommend them for anything in the future. We know where we'll be coming back to.
Yeah, Kathy done a really good job for us. She was there when we needed her, and she came when we asked her to come. I would recommend Kathy for anybody.
We would recommend the Kathy Haney team to anyone that is buying a home.
And we would recommend Kathy Haney and her team to anyone.
Her team does exactly what she says it will do, and they do it very well.
So we'd highly recommend RE/MAX. We're very pleased. She took care of everything for us, made it effortless.
Kathy Haney helped us get our dream home, and we're very happy with it.
All in all, we are very satisfied, and we thank her very much.
We come back out here of the timeout. It's called by the Indians. They're going to give the ball to Crosby. Crosby will get it down to the 2 before he is taken down in there for the stop. You got Braden Strayer, senior quarterback. So it's going to bring up a 1st and goal here. Indians haven't been able to stop him on this second possession of the game for the Cougars. Jones will hand the ball off, and it's going to be in. Crosby takes it on in for the touchdown. So the Indians lead at 7-6, and the extra point try coming up here. A guy who's as regular as we have seen with Jackson Tremblay. 56 of 59 this year for David Rumpler, and he's just a sophomore. Here's the kick. It is up and good. We're tied at 7 late in the first quarter. Piqua and Edgewood here on the Indian Nation station.
I'll tell you what, you see Edgewood do that, and that can be demoralizing, that type of drive. But you also have to say, okay, well, it is what it is. They do that to everybody at some point. You got to adjust and come back looking for, the offense to get some more points. This might be a high-scoring game tonight, but again, they have to run. It takes them a little longer to score. If you can outscore them, that might be the way to get this W tonight for the Piqua Indians.
And the Indians, the deep man there is going to be Deshaun Roberts, and Rumpler is going to be kicking off here.
You just have to score quicker touchdowns so that they take longer, and those quick strikes might be the ticket tonight. And, make Edgewood take a lot longer to get those points, and you got more of a chance to maybe turn them over or something like that. You just can't get discouraged if you're Piqua.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, we've got this very windy situation, so it's going to be affecting kicks. It's going to be affecting the passing game for each team. So David Rumpler will be kicking it off here. And so Deshaun Roberts has to cover the ball up at the 13-yard line. So that's one of the rare times that we have seen that kind of a mistake by the Indians this year. Again, it is cold out there. He's got the gloves on. Now the Indians are going to have a long field to try and put it in the end zone once again. They're all tied up 7-7.
That's a 20-yard mistake right there because, as good as Drayshawn is at returning kicks, he's probably got that ball out to the 30 right there on that kick.
Indians come out. Running back is now Bryson Roberts. Too wide to the right. Miller in motion. They'll give it to Deshaun Roberts, and Roberts gets it down across the 15-yard line out to the 16. So a pickup of 3, 2nd and 7 here. The Indians are going to put Elijah Frazier out wide to the far side. In the slot here is Corey Miller. Back to throw. Oh, he's got Deshaun Roberts. Roberts gets it out there just shy of the W. And a great play that time as the ball is out to the 44-yard line. Bringing him down, that was Brick Barker.
Fake. They got the defense the first time on that pass to the side there, and then they faked left on that and hit the guy right over the middle. That was a nice little fake by Uhl. That's nice play design by Uhl as well.
Brick Barker tied for 4th in the SWOC in terms of tackles. Deshaun Roberts, and now the whistle blows. So with the flag, we're going to have the false start being called, and that's going to take it back 5 yards. And again, the Indians just cannot afford to do that at this point in the playoffs, because you were able to do that when you were beating a team 50-0. You can't do that when you're tied 7-7.
They just barely survived that type of penalties last week, so.
Deshaun Roberts in motion. With the ball. Bounces to the outside. Gets across the 40-yard line, close to the 41, before he is taken out. Again, Brick Barker coming up from his safety position to stop him.
I think you got to be careful how much you run Uhl in this game, because he's a little bit limpy right now. You can't afford to lose him. You like those runs, but again, that's putting him at risk there with taking those shots on the sideline.
Picked up a couple. That'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Gio Barron, the outside man, over here on the left side. Inside him, Miller now in motion. They give the ball. Bryson Roberts, and Bryson Roberts is going to be taken down. Side linebacker with the tackle, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and long. Got the ball there at the 40-yard line. So the Indians, who had a short field on their first possession, right now facing a 3rd and 14, losing a yard on the play. They're going to send 3 wide right, 1 to the left. Medley back into the game. Now, the Indians are going to call timeout. Timeout on the field. We're tied at 7. Piqua and Edgewood late in the first quarter on the Indian Nation station. Yeah, there they talk it over. And this is already a big play coming up here with just the 4 seconds on the game clock. We'll keep an eye, hopefully, and be able to bring you that Tip Bellbrook score, that game being played at Sydney. But well, it's been a very fast-moving first quarter.
You know, and then that's to be expected with a team like Edgewood where they just grind the clock. What I've seen a little more pressure on Piqua now that Edgewood came out and did that impressive drive. Piqua's feeling a little more pressure. They didn't have as easy of a touchdown drive here. You'll see what they do on 3rd and 14. I'm a little worried about Uhl right now. He looked a little limpy there.
With Medley to his right. Now switches to the left. Looks to Medley. Medley is going to take it out to the 50-yard line before he is forced out of bounds. But it's not going to be enough for a first down.
The question is, do you go here? Is this 4-down territory? He'll have the quarter break to think about that one.
All righty. So that takes us through the first quarter. We're all tied up 7-7. Piqua and Edgewood here in this Division II Region 8 semifinal here on the Indian Nation station.
Got a bump? Call Lump. Dick Lumpkin's Auto Body.
Dr. Littlejohn believes that clear vision begins with regular comprehensive eye exams. His friendly and professional staff will make you feel welcome in his office located at 8090 Looney Road. With our great selection of stylish eyewear, our licensed opticians will help you pick the perfect pair of glasses. Dr. Littlejohn participates in many vision plans. Call us at 937-606-2772 to schedule your next eye exam. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Go Piqua!
We get ready for the second quarter here. All tied up. Piqua 7, Edgewood 7. Tom Michaels, Brian Gillespie with you here. The Indians. And they are going to bring Colton Booker in as he's on the left side. Long count. And it's going to be another false start here against the Indians. I had to look down to my right to see whether they were going to be called for the delay of game, but nope, false start. So we'll see. Indians. Look like they got Tremblay in, and at this point they're going to go ahead and kick it away.
Tell you what, that's a big mistake on 4th and 3 to move early. Now, they may have just been trying to draw the other team off sides, but in that situation, you can't afford to jump off sides and take that opportunity away from your team.
So this is the first punt of the game. And Tremblay gets this one away nicely. And he is going to bounce. We get a flag down and then bringing it. It's going to be out past the 50-yard line down to the 40. And again, we'll have to see that run back by Brick Barker. But let's see what the flag is. It's a sideline warning against the Indians. So the ball on the 40-yard line of the Indians. Edgewood comes out here. Jones under center. Gives the ball once again to Crosby. Crosby gets it down for a first down.
They're really struggling with that inside run, and they're just going to keep hammering it until they stop it. Those defensive tackles have got to hold steady in there, and they need the linebackers to make some plays.
Down to the 26-yard line. One man wide to the right. Not a big throwing team. You don't have to be when you got runners like this. Again, Crosby, and Crosby is going to be wrapped up.
So that's 7 yards
Once again,
just like that.
Landon Hare with the stop. Not before he picks up good 7 yards, bring up a 2nd and 3.
They've done this to a lot of teams, but Piqua's got to figure something out here.
On a 2nd and 3. The give, Daly. Daly going to get it down right there at the first line. Let's see where they wait to see. No, it's going to be short. Just barely. Going to be 2nd and 1. Make it 3rd and 1. Edgewood, very deliberate. They're not real hurried coming out. They give it once again. That's going to be a first down. Tavian Crosby. Again, now his position within this wing T is considered the fullback, and then Jay Daly lines up one side or the other from him, and that's listed as the tailback or running back. So the ball at the 15-yard line in the first half. All tied up 7-7, but again, we see this team threatening. And here comes Jay Daly again. Jay Daly goes to the outside. He is taken down by several different players there, including Braden Strayer, the quarterback. So he picks up 4 yards.
In theory, it would seem like it wouldn't be that difficult to defend just a team that you know is going to run the ball, but it's actually way tougher than you would think.
Well, you never see this.
That's part of it, yeah. You don't see a lot of this. Not in the NBL, that's for sure.
Here once again, they're going to give it to Crosby, who dances in, and let's see. It's a touchdown. So the Indians are down by 6, and the extra point coming up here, the try by David Rumpler. And again, the Indians have not played from behind very often. They had to last week after they fell behind fairly early in the game, and they managed to make their way back out in the fourth quarter. Here's Rumpler, puts it up and through. So 14-7, Edgewood with the lead now on Piqua with 9:11 left to go here in the first half. And we'd like to thank the folks that make it possible for us to bring you these games here on the Indian Nation station. Kathy Henney, Elite ETC, Dick Lumpkins, Morris Comfort Systems, Harmony Systems, Little Caesars, Edison State, Employee Bridge, Dr. Littlejohn, and Craigs Corporation. And we certainly appreciate all you folks watching and listening here around the Miami County area here on the Indian Nation station tonight.
I'll tell you what, the feel of this game really has changed since early in the game. Piqua feels like they're on their heels right now. The offense must, and I mean must, respond on this drive.
Well, Rumpler going to be kicking off, this time right to left. Deshaun Roberts will be the man who is back. Now, the last time he muffed the ball and had to fall on it, the Indians then had to start from deep in their own territory. In theory, this is not as good a defense as what the Indians put out there. Deshaun Roberts starts at the goal line. He's at the 20. He's going to be at the 30 and finally taken out of bounds there. Coming up there is number 28. That is David Rumpler, the kicker. So Rumpler. Now we got another.
You know, they punish you. They punish you for your blocks when you knock a guy over and you take him to the ground. Even if you may not look, it may not necessarily be a holding, but man, he squashed him on that play, and it looked like they decided, well, a little too much jersey.
So the Indians with not as good a field position as it appeared they might have had. Coming into the ball game, Colton Booker lines up and in just off the line. Brady Uhl, the junior, 6'1", 176 pounds. Here we go. They're going to give the ball. Kai Warner will carry it. He is brought down by Radical Rothermel, 6'1", 260 senior.
It's interesting they're not using Medley the last 2 possessions as a running back. That's something to keep an eye on. I'm not sure why that is.
Pick up a 3, 2nd and 7. Uhl out of the gun. Uhl going to throw. As it is complete. Gets the ball out to Corey Miller for a first down.
That's what they need. That's one thing that Edgewood is not used to playing, are good passing teams.
Ball out to the 43-yard line.
You're going to have to throw your way back into this game. If Edgewood's going to run it, you may have to balance that out by throwing it.
Well, keep an eye, because Kai Warner, of course, is also a quarterback. Miller in motion. They give the ball to Kai Warner. Warner's not going to pick up much this time. He is brought down to the turf. Seth Neal, defensive lineman. That'll bring up a 2nd and 8, nearing the midway point of this second quarter.
There's Medley. I think you have to have him out there. He's your best player on offense. I think you got to ride his back, ride his shoulders as much as you can tonight.
Ooh, sends Rashawn Roberts in motion. Here's Medley. Medley finds a hole and gets it out close to midfield. Seth Neal once again. He was assisted by Caden Flick. That'll bring up 3rd down. Clock continues to roll here in a very fast-moving first half. Heidkamp Stadium, Wayne High School, and Huber Heights. Beautiful facility here. We appreciate all their courtesies to us as we come into this game. So Medley going to line up to the right side of the quarterback this time. Ooh, with it, gives it. Medley finds a big hole. He's in across the 40 and is tripped up, and he tumbles across down around the 30-yard line. Where are they going to spot the ball? It looks like it's going to be down to the 27.
He's just electric. You give him the ball, good things happen. You're going to have to give that ball and feed him that ball. If you're not passing it, Medley better have the ball tonight.
A gymnastic move that time.
Well, we've seen him do a standing flip, so that's, he's an impressive athlete.
On 1st and 10. Again, Medley, there's a hole. He's across the 20.
He's gone.
He's going to take it down. He's going to get it down across, let's see, to the 5. And another 1st down for the Indians. Now the second time they had the ball, they had a long field and weren't able to do much with it. Here, Medley bounces off one man. He's down to the 2. Once again, Radical Rothermel, who was their leading tackler and 3rd in the SWOC.
Now you got their hands on their hips a little bit, so you keep flipping this script on them.
Ooh, Medley, and fumble! And let's see, he was in for the touchdown, indeed. So, we're 1 point away from a tie game coming up here. 14-13, and Trumbull comes on.
Touchdown number 34.
There's no doubt that he was in that time. That's going to be a 2nd. That is going to be...
This time on Edgewood.
Okay.
These referees are not joking around with those sideline warnings tonight.
Well,
next time either one or get 15 yards, you can't afford that.
So once again, Trumbull coming up here. And Mr. Automatic automatically puts it through one more time. We're tied at 14. 5:26 left to go in the first half. Edgewood 14, Piqua 14. Winner plays the winner of Winton Woods and LaSalle. We did have that score earlier on the tip game.
Yeah, earlier at the end of 1, Tip was trailing 7-0 to Bellbrook.
Good crowd on both sides here. Trenton is the home of Edgewood, and that is just to the west of Middletown.
The Red Devils decided to go for it on 4th and 2 at the Bellbrook 14 and got stopped. So they still trail 7-0 in that game.
That game's being played all around the Miami Valley. On this, the 3rd weekend of high school football playoffs in the state of Ohio. Man, this football season has just gone by like pate through a goose. And that one's going to go through the end zone.
Current score, Winton Woods 14, LaSalle 7. Winton Woods has 155 yards to LaSalle 7 yards right now.
Well, that's a 6 versus 7 situation, but you can, when you got teams like LaSalle involved, you can just essentially take the whole thing away. You don't really worry about that. Jay Daly going to take it around the right side, and he is going to get yardage for a first down. Coming through once again is Sam Schmeezing. Sam Schmeezing, junior, 6'2", 222-pounder. Right, Ben going to be honored tomorrow at the University of Dayton on Senior Day. Boy, it doesn't seem like that long ago that he was playing here with Piqua, but there he is. He's a graduate student this year.
Crazy.
On 1st and 10. Again, Crosby. They'll pick up a little bit of yardage, but not a whole lot.
They held their ground that time, and that's what you have to do. You got to clog that middle. You know, Edgewood's having ironically, you know, no wordplay here, but on the edge, they're getting us pretty good on those runs outside. So we also need to get guys out there as well. But if you can take away the middle and stop letting that guy eat you up for 5 yards, then you put them in a little more difficult situation. That trap play is giving them trouble.
On 2nd down and 8. Once again, Crosby. Crosby with a short gain once again.
Now you put them be a little bit more uncomfortable here. You got them in 3rd and 7. Now they have to decide, okay, do we maybe throw the ball or do we try? Because, you know, the 3rd and 7 is not really a typical running down.
Well, Eli Jones, the quarterback, is below 50% on his passes, but 928 yards was good for 2nd in their league. Guy's got a 162.2 rating.
Those first 2 tackles were absolutely huge, the way they stuffed the middle on those 2 plays. They got to continue to do that. I think that Edgewood's going to run the clock here and then call a timeout maybe.
Yep, timeout called. 3:26 left to go here in the first half, all tied up. Edgewood 14, Piqua 14, in this Division II Region 8 semifinal on the Indian Nation Station.
Crayx Corporation was founded in 1972 by Cliff Alexander, and we are a custom-blown film manufacturer. At Crayx, we strive to hire talented people passionate to continue learning both professionally and personally. We acknowledge the satisfaction that comes from a hard day's work and encourage professional advancement. We respect each employee and value their contribution to our company's success. Working for the Alexander family is a blessing. They are a family that really believes in the community in which we live and takes interest in all their employees. We are a company built on dedication, honesty, integrity, and service. At Crayx, it is truly all about the people. Come join our team of dedicated workers committed to excellence in quality, service, manufacturing efficiency, and most importantly, customer satisfaction.
Out of the timeout.
Huge play.
It's a 3rd and 7. Eli Jones back to pass. Looking for the downs, and it was almost intercepted by Josiah Medley.
That right there is why Youngstown State wants him for safety. Did you see him explode and cover that pass right there? That was a great play by the safety right there.
So that takes us to 4th down.
And that's where you have to put Edgewood. You have to put them in 3rd and long where they have to throw it because they don't have a ton of great receivers. Now, you have to think they're punting this, right? I was going to say, they hesitated a minute there. They're not going for it on 4th and 7 with that offense. They're rushing.
They're coming out quickly. Indians finally get out there. High snap. Rumpler gets it away. It's not a long kick. And it is going to die in between the 30 and the 25. They'll make it, well, it just keeps rolling just a little bit. And it'll be inside the 25-yard line.
Credit to Piqua's defenders right there for sprinting off the field, because if they don't get off that field and they snap that ball, that's 5 yards. That gives them 4th and 2. Great job by Piqua to, they held out as long as they could. They were like, ooh, we don't trust this. And they got off that field pretty quick.
So they're going to put the nose of the ball at the 25-yard line. Corey Miller in there. He's in the slot on the right side. 2 men wide left. Uhl, he's going to send Roberts in motion. Little toss to Roberts, and he's going to pick up a little bit of yardage there.
That's a nice job by him to cut that up and get what you can on that play. He didn't have a lot outside. They did a nice job of sealing the edge. You still got yourself a couple yards at least.
Seth Neal with the stop. Kai Water in there as the running back.
This is a big possession right here.
The Indians would love to be able to put points on the board. Here goes Uhl. He can run with the ball. He's across the 35, out at the 37. Chasing him out. That time around was Jake Valerio, 5'9", 160-pound junior.
That's a perfect run right there for Uhl. You get out of bounds, you don't take a hit, and you get yourself a first down.
1st and 10 with 2:29 left to go here in the first half. 2 wide left, 2 wide right. Back the pass, looking. He's going to look long this time and overthrows instead receiver Rashawn Roberts to take us to a 2nd and 10.
He was pretty well covered, but he almost threw him into a touchdown on that play. He just a little long on that throw.
But it is so hard to judge when you get the wind out there for either of these two quarterbacks. It's not going to just go straight and true. Here, Uhl's going to find a hole and then jump ahead. He is going to be wrapped up. Radical Rothamel, Seth Neal there as well.
I'll tell you what, I don't want Radical Rothamel after me at all. So that cat hurt on that spin. They spun him around and hit him pretty hard. I don't know how many more of those quarterback keepers you want to do.
On a 3rd down and 6. Into the game, Colton Booker.
Right here, I think you want to squeeze a little clock in case you don't get a first down, because you don't want to give the Cougars opportunity here before the half.
Booker off on a wing. Now in motion. Gives the ball. Medley finds the hole again, and then is driven back by a couple of the big white shirts there. One of those being Radical Rothamel. Now his helmet came off, so he's going to have to go out here
now
for one play.
They do have one timeout left, so Piqua could try to draw them off sides here on 4th and short. This is usually their move here. Nope, they're going to go straight to the punt team.
And that will bring to the fore once again Jackson Tremblay. We've seen his numbers going up throughout the season. He started off, he was around 29 yards per punt. His average is now 34, so he's kicking it longer than that to bring up the average.
They're going to probably be happy going into halftime with the tie game with the ball coming out of the second half. There's that coin toss importance there. Getting the ball in the second half, first thing in this type of game, that's crucial, especially against a team like Edgewood can score some points by taking that time off the clock. That possession right after the half will be gigantic.
The Indians taking as much time off the clock here so that they give Edgewood very little time, and then they call timeout there. So they call timeout with 49 seconds left to go here in the first half. Let's take a quick break. 14-14, Piqua and Edgewood on the Indian Nation station.
For years, we've continued to lose our best and brightest students to other universities. They're going off to major in fields like business, education, nursing, and engineering, even taking classes online. And they couldn't be happier. We couldn't be happier either. After all, that's how we planned it. With Edison State's Bridge to Bachelor's degree program, you can get your 2-year degree and core classes at Edison State and then easily transfer to a state school. Save thousands of dollars and get the same great education with Edison State.
Tied 14-14, 43 seconds left to go, first half. Make that 49 seconds, excuse me. Tremblay on to punt. We have seen the Indians with a fake punt before. And Tremblay gets it away. Fair catch going to be taken at the 26-yard line. Rick Barker back there.
That thing looked like it got caught in the wind and got held up. You know, I'll tell you what, they spotted that thing at the 27. I'm not sure how that ended up there, but we'll see what Edgewood decides to do. Maybe they try to jam one up the middle, and if they can get a big gainer, they'll try to speed it up a little bit, but that's not their game necessarily. They do have 2 timeouts though.
They're going to give it to Daly. Daly around the right side. Daly being forced out over there. And Josiah Medley over there on the far side.
I don't know about that. I think he was in bounds. He landed in bounds. That clock should be running. But they gave him out of bounds on that. I think he landed inside the line there.
So a pickup of 3, 2nd and 7. One man wide right. They're going to give the ball again. Crosby going to be hog-tied as he just keeps trying to churn before Tate Adams able to bring him down. Adams actually wrapped him up, and then just sheer strength.
I'm not so sure they run another play here with the clock running out.
Ball on the 33-yard line, and they're going to let the clock run out. What a first half. We have played our first 24 minutes here at Heidkamp Stadium here at Huber Heights, Wayne High School. This the all-important Division II Regional 8 semifinal, and Piqua and Edgewood all knotted up 14-14. The Indians, they had a very impressive drive to tie the score up. Their first drive was a short field after a fumble on the first play from scrimmage by Edgewood. And then in between, the Indians had a drive that just didn't really go anywhere. But right now, they're in that tie position, and we are looking forward to what should be one wild second half there, Brian Gillespie.
It's been a heck of a game. It's lived up to all the billing. These teams came in probably pretty even when you balance the passing game and the running game balance there for Piqua and the Edgewood running game. I mean, you're looking at 2 good defenses, both against 2 good offenses. I guess what you're going to see in the second half is, does offense or defense win out?
All right, we'll have stats for you coming up in just a little bit. Right now, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we got the band show going on out there on the field. We'll see that coming up here. 14-14, Edgewood and Piqua here on the Indian Nation Station.
Harmony Systems is a manufacturing company that has been a staple in the Piqua community for nearly 30 years. The most recent milestone was the acquisition of a second facility that is roughly 100 yards away from the main plant. This location will allow for Harmony's continued growth and success. Harmony has over 60 molding machines and 225 employees, and we're still looking to expand. We offer competitive wages and a benefits package that includes access to a medical provider within walking distance at no cost to the employee. Come join our team and help make great plastic products.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have it one more time for the Edgewood Cougar Marching Band. And now, ladies and gentlemen,
no matter if it was a long day at work, home, the practice field, or you're just celebrating a big win with your teammates, the Piqua Little Caesars has you covered. Pick up a $5 hot and ready pepperoni pizza anytime. Your Piqua Little Caesars are proud sponsors of the Indian Nation Station and Piqua Athletics.
Pizza, pizza!
Back to 2016 with the song Hand Clap by Fitz and the Tantrums. Now we present the 2013 hit by John Legend. We hope you enjoy All of Me. Next, we visit 2017 with Phoenix Still by Portugal the Man. Okay, Piqua fans, get on your feet and clap along to the Piqua pep song. The Pride of Piqua Marching Band. The Pride is under the field direction of Drum Major Bella Reyes. The band program is under the direction of Mitch Mahaney and Wyatt Hines. Guard directors are Dylan Schultz and Jacob Knight. Percussion directors are Graham Harder and Sammy Engel. This season, the Pride of Piqua has earned first place Class A at the Wilmington Invitational, Hamilton Invitational, the New Bremen Invitational, and the Marion Local Invitational. The Pride was also named Grand Champion at the New Bremen Invitational and has earned 6 straight Superior ratings this year, including their first Superior at State Marching Band Finals in 26 years. The Pride of Piqua Marching Band.
Hi, I'm Doug Morris.
Hi, and I'm Linda Morris. Welcome to Morris Comfort Systems.
We custom fabricate all of our ductwork so your system works at tip-top shape.
That's important to you because it makes your furnace and air conditioner run more efficiently. It makes your bills go down, and we all like efficiency, and we all like economy.
All of our techs are NATE certified. We do train them. They go through 10 to 12 hours every year of updated training and certification.
When you call Morris, you can expect a friendly face, a cheerful person to schedule your appointment, and we do schedule our appointments to your convenience. Morris is located at 401 South College Street in Piqua, and you can call 1-800-350-5662 or 1-937-773-5662, or see us on the web at morriscomfortsystems.com.
And we're back here at Highcamp Stadium in Huber Heights, Wayne High School. This is the Division II regional semifinal in Region 8. And we're all tied up 14-14, Piqua and Edgewood. Tom Michaels, Brian Gillespie, and Brian, why don't you go ahead and go down some of the first half stats?
I'll tell you what, it was a story of contrasts, as you have Piqua, who's a little bit more balanced. They're able to run it, but they also can throw the ball. You had Josiah Medley, as usual, had a couple touchdowns. You know, that's becoming commonplace this season. 9 carries, 62 yards, and a couple touchdowns. Brady Ewell was able to connect on 5 of 6 passes for 90 yards. Corey Miller reeled in 2 of those for 48, and Drayshawn Roberts had 2 for 31. On the other side, as we expected, it was run, and run some more. And Edgewood got a lot of downhill running from their fullback, Tavion Crosby, who ate up 89 yards on 16 carries and got a touchdown. But they were also successful on those edge rushes by Jay Daly, 7 carries for 51 yards and 7.3 a carry. The difference in this game will definitely be whose defense can hold up against the other offense's strengths, and that's going to play itself out here in the second half, because now, on top of the wind and the cold weather, now we've thrown another aspect in this game, hard rain. So who's going to have that ball security and be able to take this one home and head to the regional finals?
Well, and I got to say, as that first half went along, the Indians seemed to get a better and better handle on how to at least slow up that wing T offense.
Well, I feel like they may have brought a little bit more into the box there. Now, that may be an opportunity for Edgewood to throw one of these times, because they're leaning in the box a little bit, but they also brought those extra bodies in the box, and they were able to, on that one drive, able to stop Crosby for 2 yards a couple different times, put Edgewood in a really difficult situation at 3rd and 7, and that's not Edgewood's game. They do not want to have to, cannot be a sure passing down for them. That is not ideal for them, and that's what Piqua has to do in the second half.
One of the things that actually plays into the Indians' favor, they lost the toss, and Edgewood decided to receive, which means the Indians are going to have the ball to begin the second half, but it essentially wound up being like the Indians got the ball first because they got it on the first play from scrimmage in great field position on a fumble.
Yeah, that one play fumble, that gave Piqua that huge first touchdown. Now, did it end up being an even game at halftime? Yes, but that touchdown gave Piqua the opportunity to kind of control things in the first half. Now, you know, you've got to still maintain some sort of control over Tavion Crosby, though. If they can control the middle, if they can really cut down on those yards, then you're going to have a shot. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't put past a defensive genius like Bill Neese to shut them down in the middle in the second half.
It's going to be interesting as we move through this. You had a couple of scores that we have been keeping a close eye on. Of course, next week, winner of this game plays the winner of Winton Woods and LaSalle in Division II.
And I'll tell you what, it's, you know, a 5-6 seed, but LaSalle's the name you know. So LaSalle, whether they were a 6 seed, a 4 seed, a 2 seed, it didn't really matter. You circled their name and said, ooh, that's a good team. And Winton Woods, after last week dropping the number 2 seed Kings, has now come in tonight and leads at half 21-10 over LaSalle. So they're definitely earning their stripes this tournament.
Well, the Indians, as we mentioned, going to get the ball to begin this second half. Drayshawn Roberts, when the first half had a muff on one of the kickoffs, had to fall on the ball and started the Indians back deep in their own end. And so we'll look to see him try and secure that ball a little bit better coming up here. But the conditions have changed, and it's much more dire in terms of the weather because of the rain.
I'll tell you what, though, would we have it any other way? This is how this season's been.
Yep.
You know, we might as well have jerseys that are raincoats, because we've been in about every game has rained except for maybe 2. So why wouldn't it rain tonight?
Absolutely. So it's going to be a wild second half coming up here. One of these teams is going to advance. The other one, well, it is all over for 2021, and for these seniors, that's going to be it. And they're going to move on either to play at another level, or their football career is going to be over. So you know, there's an awful lot being played here, in addition to the fact that they want to move on to that next week, the regional final game. And you figure,
keep an eye out here for a squib kick. You know, you might have something a little crazy here where Edgewood might try to onside kick it or do something a little crazy with the ball handling being the way it's going to be. They might try one of those here in the second half sometime.
Rumpler approaches. He's going to send this one down. It's going to be taken at the 1 yard line again. Here comes Rashawn Roberts. Roberts across the 20. He continues, and a nice run back that time by Rashawn Roberts. Took it at the 1.
No flags, my friend, no flags.
So the Indians will have fairly decent field position here as they're going to spot the ball. Let's see, they're going to put it down, looks like between the 37 and 36. Nose on the 37.
That Rashawn Roberts run shows you a little bit of the physical advantage Piqua has speed-wise in this game, if they can take advantage of that.
It's going to be, as usual, it's going to be Josiah Medley, and he had 3 of the white shirts on him that time, driving back, but he's going to pick up a yard on the play to bring up a 2nd and 9. Just underway here in the second half. These two teams went at it hammer and tongs there in the first half, and we're expecting more of the same here in the final 24 minutes. This time on the fake and through the hands, that time of Colton Booker.
Not the best throw right there. He needs to lead him outside. That's a tough catch going behind you. Now, even if he makes that catch, if you lead him back into the defense, you're gaining 1 or 2 yards. If you pull him on the outside shoulder, now you've given him an opportunity to turn the corner and gain 4 or 5, maybe 6 yards. But now you've put yourself in a tough spot here on and really a huge drive here on the first possession of the second half.
So 1 man wide left, 3 rights. Here comes Medley, looking over the middle, and it was thrown in behind Corey Miller that time. So that'll bring up a 4th down, and the Indians do absolutely nothing with it there on their first drive of the second half.
The handles, Will really struggled handling the football, and that you didn't see that much in the rain this year, but he did not handle the ball well in those two passes. That could come into play here. That's not an ideal situation for Piqua, who's trying to pass the ball a little bit still. They need to pass the ball. They're not going to be able to run it like Edgewood does.
Trombley standing back inside the 25-yard line. Back deep is Brick Barker. Good snap, gets it away. And this one is going to go down there to the 30-yard line. So a 70-yard field here coming up for Edgewood as they get their first possession of the second half. We're all tied up 14-14. The Indians, we saw their defense strengthen as that first half went along. And we'll see what they do here against this wing T. Everybody having the opportunity to go into the locker room and make adjustments. They're going to give the ball to Daly. Daly finds a hole, and he'll get it across the 35 out close to the 37-yard line. So several of the blue shirts there in the area, and among them Tate Adams. That'll bring up a 2nd down and fairly short here.
So you don't want to get in this 2nd and 3rd situation. You can't afford to give up 7 yards on 1st down, and that's a bad situation against Edgewood.
Scott Clemens, the coach of Edgewood. They're going to give the ball again, 1st down for Crosby. Crosby across midfield. So a strong down into Indians territory, ball at the 49-yard line.
That first drive, that was a killer for Piqua, because 3 and out, you just can't do that tonight against this Edgewood team the way they run the football.
Working the right hash mark. 1-man split wide right. And they're going to send the man once again as Crosby. That time it was not the wing T as they went with the single back and the quarterback under center. He's going to pick up 4 yards, make it 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 7. Now they've basically gone with an offense of 2 guys, Daly as well as Crosby. Crosby's going to take the pitch, turns the corner. He's going to get it down, and he'll be 2 yards shy of the first down. That takes us to 3rd down now. Still early here in the 3rd quarter. Edgewood out of Trenton. Trenton to the west of Middletown.
Okay, here you go. You got to tighten up inside on this.
So now Jones looking over at the bench, and now they're going to call timeout. So timeout on the field, tied up 14-14, Edgewood and Piqua here on the Indian Nation station.
That's interesting.
I'll listen.
Okay, that's interesting. They had to burn a timeout there. This is a big play, but it's also early in the 3rd quarter to go through one of your timeouts. Maybe they had a misalignment. Maybe they didn't sub in the proper subs there. But that's burning a timeout pretty early in the second half. We'll see if that comes into play later.
So watches Bill Neese talking to his Chargers here in his 30th year. He's already got 1 state championship under his belt. That coming back in 2006. They also went to the state championship in 2000.
I'll tell you what, this is a big play here. I haven't seen a ton of, loss of yardage type plays for them. So Piqua needs to make a huge play here.
Back to the wing T. They're going to give it to Daly. Daly bounces off one of his own men and then falls ahead. Grabbed by the ankle by one of the Indians, but he gets the first down. So they're going to put the ball at the 36. Nearing 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. This game tied 14-14. The Indians pretty much dominated everybody during the regular season. Probably the only one who gave them a real battle was early on against Tip. You also had Troy in the rain, but outside of that, that's about it. Here comes Crosby again down to the 30-yard line. Lots of blue shirts around him this time. Watch as they unpile underneath there, and it's going to be Tanner Kemp. Kemp coming back from injury in this game. We haven't seen him on offense, but he is certainly playing on defense, and we've had him with at least a couple of 3 tackles here in this ball game.
Well, it's raining sideways as we speak, so this is not a very good weather situation for anybody out there, especially ball.
This time Daly. Daly tries to get to the outside, and the Indians knock him out of bounds. Should lose a little bit of yardage, but it looks like they're going to spot him at the 30.
Bryson Roberts with a great job out there to hold his block and then get that hit, and then Schmeezing finished the job.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 4. Oh, it's starting to be gut punch time.
The problem is if you fall behind against a team like Edgewood, then you start feeling pressure next time they get the ball. So you want to make sure you get a stop here.
1 wide to the left. Man in motion. They give it to Crosby. And Crosby, again, he's the guy that if you need a couple 3 yards, you just give it to him, and he's going to bury his head and put it down there. It's at the 25-yard line.
They've got to know Crosby's there. Wherever he's at, they've got to have somebody on top of him because he's getting the ball in those short yardage almost every single time.
1st and 10. Daly, no. Yep, Daly with it. Daly picks up 5 more yards.
it looked like they did a pretty good job there, and then he just leans on you and falls forward. He's got that forward lean that gets him 5 yards.
6, 2nd and 4.
If you're Piqua, you got to bow up here. You got to make them kick a field goal.
They give it again. Here's Crosby, and Crosby
he earned
gets
those
a yard
yards.
or so.
Again, I would be sitting on Crosby. I'd tell the outside guys, okay, you're on your own. If they get out there, we're gonna stop them. We're gonna close that middle up, and we're gonna make him. Again, this might be 4-down territory anyway.
But they do have a kicker who has put through a 40-yard field goal this year. Jones under center. Daly finds a hole. He's going to have the first down.
No, I think he's short.
It is short. I thought he was going to be able to pull that one down, but instead, looks like he's going to be about half a yard.
Are they going to kick it? Nope. This kind of weather, I don't know that I'd kick it either. Look at that rain coming down. Holy moly. Don't jump off sides. Give yourself an opportunity here.
Here it is on 4th down. Huge play. Daly to the outside. Daly with a first down. So the guy that we talked about and the guy that probably gets more of the accolades is Tavian Crosby, but Daly has done a whale of a job. They often give it to him on first down.
I'll tell you what, they had the right defense called there. They just didn't make the play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had, Landon Hare in there, and they had Bryson Roberts out there. They just could not knock him backwards.
First down. Crosby. Well, he found a hole that wasn't there, and now he's going to be grabbed. Well, trying to finish that one off was Tate Adams, who jumped on him momentarily.
Trying to knock that ball out, but he is holding that thing like it's not going anywhere. High and tight.
So a 2nd and 2. Getting late in the third quarter of a tie ball game. A tie ball game? Make it 14-14. It's tied. Once again, there you go with Crosby. Hey, Crosby's going to bring it down. Let's see. And Landon Hare with the stop on that one. And that's going to be a 3rd down and 1 as they spot the ball at the 4.
Who's going to make a play here? Are they going to be able to make a play here? Are they going to be able to force a turnover? Is there going to be a penalty? What is going to change this game here? Piqua needs something big here.
They're going to give it to Crosby, and he gets the first down. Tavian Crosby, we said 3rd in the SWOC in rushing this year, averages 7.2 per carry. And this team just chips away at you. So 1st and goal to go from the 1. Gut check time for the Indians. And there it is, and straight ahead goes Crosby. Edgewood 20-14. And here they go. They're going for.
This is where that three and out right there really bites you, because you come out, you got the ball first and second half, you're mishandling on throws, and the next thing you know, you give it right back to them, and you can't give it back to a team like that. And then they grind you out.
Rumpler's kick through the uprights, and 21-14, Edgewood takes the lead here. 3:57 left to go in the third period. Lots of time left in one way and not a whole lot left in another. But it's 21-14, Edgewood leading Piqua here as we get ready for the ensuing kickoff. Well, the Indians weren't able to do anything on their first possession, and then just they don't take big yardage. They don't make huge plays necessarily, but they just consistently pick up enough, get the first down, and move it down the field. So the Indians now have to come back, get this thing tied, and start things once again.
Okay, this is gut check time here for Piqua. It's just a 21-14 game. Let's not act like this is out of the realm of possibilities, but at the same time, your offense has got to be on the field for a while, and you've got to get points on this drive because you cannot give the ball right back to the Cougars.
So Rumpler to kick it off. Deshaun Roberts back deep for the Indians. He had a nice run back on his last time to begin the third period. Very quick moving game here. And this one's going to be run back again. Roberts at the 7. He's out across the 20 and now just kind of leads forward across the 28-yard line. So the Indians now playing from behind once again. 21-14 the score.
Brady's got to put a little stickum on his hands or something because, man, his hands were a little loose that first drive. He struggled with that wet football. He's got to be able to make those passes in this game. Those will decide this game probably.
Kai Warner back out there as the running back off the left hip of Brady Uhl. Uhl gives it. There's a hole, and once again, running it right up the middle, Kai Warner. And then coming through with the tackle is Radical Rothermel. Man, we have mentioned his name a lot.
Yeah, he had 4 tackles to go along with Brick Barker and Seth Neal. They all 3 had 4 tackles in the first half.
And 2nd and 6. And it's finally across the 27. That is Brick Barker.
Anson
first
Carter.
down for the Indian.
Anson Cox right there definitely pancaked his guy on the roll. He got over there off right and got all that huge hole right there. He pulled very nicely on that.
.3:16 left, third quarter. Edgewood leads at 21-14. Miller in motion, looking over, left side, incomplete, looking for Deshaun Roberts. And he overthrew him by quite a bit.
I feel like he just threw that into triple coverage. He was trying to throw somebody open. There wasn't really anything there.
So that takes us to a 2nd and 10. I haven't seen a whole lot of passing in this game by either team. Again, Miller in motion, and we're going to have a penalty coming up here on the Indians. And it's another false start, which is something that we have seen so much for by the Indians this year. And so that's going to take it back and make it a 2nd and 15.
You know, when you have those type of penalties, they don't seem like that big a deal. They're only 5 yards. But they put you at 2nd and 15 rather than 2nd and 10 in a game where it's raining sideways and you're not throwing the ball real effectively. That really is a tough penalty.
Miller in motion. It's going to be Medley once again. Josiah Medley. So now they keep it on the ground.
You know, in this scenario, you're probably in 4-down territory. Because you definitely don't want to give the ball back to Edgewood after the drive they put on our defense in this situation. I think you got to play to give yourself a reasonable first down opportunity on 4th down, if not a first down here on 3rd.
Deshaun Roberts comes to the right side this time, and we're going to have a timeout called here by Piqua.
You also
2:38 left to go here in the third period. Edgewood leads at 21-14 over Piqua. Let's take a break here on the Indian Nation Station.
Hi, I'm Rhonda. I'm the Business Development Manager for Resource MFG here in Piqua. We are the largest and first staffing company of manufacturing. We offer contingent labor help and skilled labor help to our customer. We can also help fill skilled positions from CNC, management, and even engineer positions. We are located here in Piqua at 1229 East Ash Street. Our phone number is 937-778-0850. Please give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. If anyone is looking for opportunities within the workplace, please give us a call. We'd love to help.
Third and 10 coming up here after that pickup of 5. Radio all the way at quarterback. Medley next to him. Miller in motion, left to right, back to pass. Oh, looking down and incomplete. Intended receiver was Corey Miller, and the Indians are going to have to punt this ball away with 2:31 left to go in the third period and trailing it by 7.
You know, in that situation, even though the Edgewood guy got a little handsy on the outside there, if Uhl throws that one a little bit closer, you give your receiver an opportunity that maybe you get that call for a hold, but the pass was just too far, and you're not going to get that call on that type of pass.
Rick Barker's the man back in single safety. Tremblay. High snap, but he gets it away. Rick Barker going to be swarmed under. They'll have the ball at about the 27-yard line.
27, 37, caught it at the 30, tackled at the 29.
They're going to say the ball is going to be spotted at the 29-yard line.
37.
So the Indians, well, the defense, they have to stiffen the backs here just a bit. Big guys in the trenches up there who have done a great job all season long. On 1st and 10, they're going to give it to Crosby. He's going to run outside, finally be taken down. In there on the stop, that was Josiah Medley.
That's 6 yards at least right there on first down, 7 yards. You can't give them 7 yards on first down. Somebody's got to be out there making plays, and Piqua doesn't have an answer right now.
On second down coming up, they've gone with the wing team most of this game. Daly on the right side. Daly is going to get very close to first down. Let's see where they're going to spot the ball. Yep, they're going to give it to him.
You got to hand it
to the 40.
You got to hand it to the Edgewood guys, the outside blockers, because they have really pushed around our outside guys, and they have not been able to get off blocks and make tackles. They're just shoving them backwards or keeping them occupied long enough for those running backs to get first downs.
Working the right hash mark. Unfortunately, the Indians have not seen an offense like this all year long. And it's going to be Crosby. He's not going to pick up much on this one. Got tripped to the turf. Tackle made by Tate Adams.
Here's where you need another one of those right here. If you can get a stop that suddenly says, okay, we can do this, but you need a stop in a bad way right now as the clock ticks down almost to the end of the third quarter already. It feels like it's going by in a blink. You've got to put them behind the sticks here on a 2nd and 9. You cannot give up 7 yards here.
On 2nd and 9, they give it to Crosby, and Crosby is going to carry a couple of players along with him. And the tackle going to be made by Sam Schmeezing.
Okay, here you go. This is a little bit better situation here. You got third and 3. Okay, you've got an opportunity here. who's going to make a play out there? What are those guys going to do? But now we're going to the fourth quarter. Maybe that'll be the Indians' quarter.
Yep. Well, it was last week. That against Withrow. And here we are in Huber Heights at Wayne High School, Camp Stadium. And the Indians are down by 7, 21-14. And a big play coming up here.
If you want great results and great service, call the Kathy Haney team.
I highly recommend them for anything in the future. We know where we'll be coming back to.
Yeah, Kathy done a really good job for us. She was there when we needed her, and she came when we asked her to come. I would recommend Kathy for anybody.
We would recommend the Kathy Haney team to anyone that is buying a home.
And we would recommend Kathy Haney and her team to anyone.
Her team does exactly what she says it will do, and they do it very well.
So we highly recommend Remax. We're very pleased. She took care of everything for us and made it effortless.
Kathy Haney helped us get our dream home, and we're very happy with it.
All in all, we are very satisfied, and we thank her very much.
Third and 3 as we begin the fourth period. Here's Crosby. He gets the first down. The front line there for Edgewood doing a good job of opening those holes. The Indians able to collapse in and stop the big run, but the short runs are all they need right now as they keep things alive, and Edgewood with that 7-point lead going into this final period.
There's a lot of bodies in there. There's just not a lot of guys getting bodies on the the carrier right there, ball carrier.
Eli Jones. Primarily, he is a facilitator there. Gets it out to Daly, and there they give the ball. Well, he keeps the ball. That's Daly, and a good job that time of following the play better than me was Tate Adams. But we got a flag on the play. Okay, so they waved the flag off.
Huge play right there. Now they're behind the sticks. So now what do you do if you're Edgewood? Now you're not often in this situation where you're. You have to keep them in 3rd and long. Does Edgewood throw the ball is the question.
They normally don't throw a heck of a lot unless they absolutely need to. And he fumbles. He's able to get the ball back. The quarterback, Eli Jones, he's disgusted with himself, but that's going to lose more yardage here for the Cougars.
Here's where you have to make sure you get no penalties, no pass interferences, no gaffes like that, no late hits. Make them beat you on 3rd and 20. That's not their down. They're probably going to run a draw play here or hand it off up the middle and punt the ball, knowing their defense is getting the job done. But you don't jump off sides. You make sure you have no big penalties here.
Inside 10 and a half minutes to go. They go up the middle one more time. Tavian Crosby, he's their big hoss. 5'11", 220 pounds. He's got another year left, the junior. And they're going to punt the ball away coming up here.
Partner, that's a huge stop right there for the Piqua Indians. That momentum hopefully will carry their offense into some positive things right now. No roughing the punter, none of that stuff. Just return to kick.
Rumpler, it's almost blocked. Twin safeties back there, and the ball is going to be down at the 28-yard line. So the Indians, early here in this final period, with an opportunity to get back and tie this ball game up.
I think you got to go to Medley one way or the other. You either got to throw it to him or you got to hand it to him. But I think if you get him out on the edge, maybe with a little pass here, maybe he breaks a big one.
The Indians, who fell in the second round 1 year ago, they made it through the first 2 rounds this year. And now, backs against the wall here in this fourth period. Medley strung it out, trying to find room on the right side.
So I think you're in a situation where, just like last week, now they've really closed the gates here on the offense when it comes to running in between the tackles. So what do you do now? You got to get him outside, throw him a little pass, give him some space to work. And we saw what happened last week when they made that pass up the field.
Caden Flick with that tackle. And I like the fact that he helped Medley up after the play. On second down, throws it out, Medley, and lost his footing. So Medley, if he'd been able to stay on his feet, could have made some ground there, but unable to, as the wet turf kind of came up and grabbed him.
That's a big play. Man, he had some space to run. It just, whatever happened out there, this field is pretty wet right now.
On 3rd and 12. And what was that?
There's just no focus on this team sometimes. It's very frustrating.
That's going to take it back 5 and bring up a 3rd and 17.
Okay, third and 17 in this type of weather is not a good scenario. But again, you got to make a play here. Whatever you have to do, this is money time right now.
Well, we've seen the big plays be made by the Indians. Now it's big play time. Back the pass, under pressure. Here's Uhl looking, and is dragged out of bounds just beyond the 20-yard line. Uhl winds up way out of bounds to punt it away.
That was not what you were looking for from Moss offense on this drive. Now you're going to give them a great scenario, great field position here.
Tremblay standing back inside his own 10. He gets it away, and that's a nice one. Look at this one. Go. At the 7.
Who'd have thunk it that the punter of all things would be the guy that gives the momentum play? Now, can the defense build on that momentum, turn them over in their own territory?
Well, we'll wait and see.
I haven't seen that much energy on the sideline for Piqua in about 2 quarters.
So the Indians on defense right now.
Trombo with an absolute bomb on that kick. 70 yards. That thing was amazing. All right, defense, here we go.
And not lessening what he did, but if you got the wind, use it.
34.
Oh, down to the turf again. Turf Monster came up and grabbed Crosby.
Oh, Crosby.
And Crosby is hurt. Crosby is hurt. Let's see whether... Now, on that kind of a play, you don't know whether you could strain something or whatever. But timeout called here with the injury timeout. We're going to take a break. It is Edgewood's ball, deep in their own territory. Indians trail it 21-14. 7.5 minutes to go here in this regional semifinal here on the Indian Nation Station.
Got a bump? Call Lump. Dick Lumpkin's Auto Body.
And the Indians trailing it by 7.
I'll tell you what, that right there with Tavion Crosby going off the field looks like a little, he's limping pretty good on that left leg right now. That may be an opening for Piqua if they can look for number 1, Jay Daly, to get the ball on the outside here. Now 32 could come into play as well. He hasn't touched the ball much tonight, Braden Sullivan. So keep an eye on him.
Sullivan ran the ball 40 times previously this season, 335 yards. Jones under center. And
all right, you got to stop. You got to stop.
They're able to drive him back that time. See.
Now you don't want to get that penalty. You know, Piqua's got to be smart. You got that guy stacked up. Settle. Be happy. You got him there. You got him in 3rd and long. Don't throw the guy to the ground and get yourself a 15-yard penalty. Now, what do you think Edgewood's going to do? You think they're going to put it up from their own end zone? You think they're going to throw it?
I think they're going to give it to Jay Daly. He's got a lot of their yards tonight. This time they don't go out of the way. Oh, they're going to throw over there on the far side. And the ball is complete. One of the few passes that we have seen out of this team. And that is gathered in by Lane Howell, and it's a first down.
If you're Piqua, you just absolutely cannot give up a pass right there. On a 3rd and 9, you got to assume they're throwing the ball. You can't. You got to make that play.
So I believe the back now is Braden Sullivan.
Watch out for the going outside with number 1.
And they're going to give it to Daly. Daly picks up a relatively little as Landon Hare comes up to stop him. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Looks like he's back. Tavion Crosby just came back into the game, so apparently he's just a little minor injury, so he's back. Look for him to probably get the ball right here, right up the middle. Just got to make the play. It's amazing how you can watch it and see what's coming, but you just got to make the play, and it's much more difficult than you would think.
Once again, they have just the one back. Now they send a man in motion, and Crosby is going to go ahead. And somebody's helmet came off.
His helmet came off, so he has to go out of the game for a play, so he won't be in on 3rd down.
And he is still gimpy on that.
All right, here, Piqua, you got him in another passing down. You got to play tight on those receivers.
5:23 left. Winner goes on to play the winner of Winton Woods and LaSalle, and Winton Woods was winning that game. One man wide left. Back to the wing tee. The pitch back. It's going to go back out there and pick up of 2. And that could be a big play. Jake Valerio was the runner that time.
Partner, you look up and you see, holy mackerel, there's only 4 minutes and 35 seconds left in the game. In this game, you only have so many chances out there. Be smart here on this punt.
Rumpler takes it. Indians just going to let it bounce. And so they'll have good field position, will the Indians. They should have it at the 41-yard line.
So you got a chance. That's all you can ask for right here. You got a chance. You've got 2 timeouts left. You got 4 minutes and 16 seconds. The offense has been struggling this half. They got to figure something out that works. They got to go against the keys. They against their, what the team is expecting them to do. Let's see if Troy Old can dial up some special plays here.
Josiah Medley into the ball game, and he is going to be lining up this time. We'll see. He's lining up to the left of the quarterback, Brady Ewell. 2 wide rights. And Miller in motion. They give the ball. Here goes to Medley. Medley to the outside. Cross midfield. He's got a blocker in front of him and down inside the 25-yard line. Holy cow. Look at that run by Josiah Medley.
I'll tell you what, man. He was shot out of a cannon. You haven't seen a lot of...
They spot the ball at the 20. Ooh, out of the gun. Miller in motion. The toss goes to Miller. Miller finds a hole, and then it closes up.
Tackle by 54.
You'll take that every time. You got about 5 or 6 yards on first down. Nothing wrong with that. And you want to keep the ball for a little bit here. If points are at a premium, but you also want to keep it for a minute here.
Radical Rotherbell with the tackle.
You just like to say that name.
We'll try and say it 3 times real quick. Here it goes. Once again, here goes Medley, first down. Josiah Medley. First and goal to go from the 7.
He's got it to the 7-yard line, first and goal. Here we go.
Nearing 3 minutes left.
Let that clock tick a little bit. Keep Edgewood off the field.
Medley. They give the ball to him. There's the hole. He gets it in. Touchdown, Piqua.
Absolutely outstanding blocking by the line up front, and Medley did the rest. The crowd is electric right now, and I don't blame them.
Trombley coming on here for the extra point. Jackson Trombley. The kick is up. The kick is through. Kick is good. We're tied at 21. 2:51 left to go in this one.
This game has been an incredible game of momentum, and right now that momentum is on the home side right now. Keep an eye on whether Tavion Crosby is able to come back in this game, because he looked still limping pretty good on that left leg. Either way, I don't think he's going to be the same guy as he has been most of the night.
So we watch as special teams, so important.
How about Trombley coming with that 70-yard punt and change the entire momentum of the second half? I've never seen a punt that changed the momentum of a game like that one right there.
He'll be kicking it off from the 40. Now the Indians have to stiffen their necks as far as the defense is concerned coming up here.
Let's see if Trombley can get one in the end zone here, take away their opportunity to return a kick. He's been doing it all season, I'll tell you that.
2:51 left to go. A tie game here. Trombley sends this one all the way through the end zone.
He sent that over to the high school, I think. He's got some juice in that leg right about now, I'll tell you what.
So they start from the 20. Let's see who's going to be the fullback.
I don't see Crosby. I don't see him out there. I don't think I see Crosby out there.
So starting from their own 20-yard line.
No Crosby in there.
Eli Jones. Now they switch the backs.
27.
That's a hold right
there. They're going to give it Brick Barker. There's a flag on the play.
He absolutely body slammed the guy on the inside right there.
So we look back.
That's
going to be a hold against Edgewood.
The rock bottom on the inside there. That's an old WWE move if you didn't know.
Now the Indians much like last week, after having kind of a lull in the middle, coming alive late.
Well, I'm telling you what, without you wear that less to the middle now.
Well, we got way behind the sticks. That's good. That's good.
Once again, there's a bubble! He's with the ball! He's with the ball!
Holy mackerel, that is an absolutely huge play.
And as Tanner Kemp with the ball.
Oh my goodness, what a huge play. Tanner Kemp with the play of the year right there. But I'd love to see a replay on see who knocked the ball out.
So the ball at the 17-yard line, Indians. We're inside 3 minutes to go. Ryan Brown wide to the right. Down to the bottom of the screen, that is Miller. Here goes Medley. And he'll just keep churning.
No penalties, keep playing smart, keep grinding out yardage. That's what you need. Keep that ball as long as you can here. Get that ball in the end zone and go home a winner.
5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5.
Edgewood's defense is on its heels a little bit right now.
Miller, split right. Medley keeps it going down across the 10 to the 8-yard line. Maybe down to the 7. We'll see where they spot it. Yep, they're going to spot it at the 8.
36 is your tackle.
Now, partner, if you remember when Edgewood used that timeout early in the second half, and I mentioned that, this is where that thing comes in handy here. That's big for Piqua that Edgewood only had 2 timeouts left.
So with 1:54 left to go here in our ball game, tied 21-21. The Indians have been the recipient of 2 fumbles in this game. This most recent of which, Tanner Kemp comes up. And again, Tanner's the guy that's had to miss the last 4 games, I think, at least.
Tell you what, and I'll tell you what, you don't get overly creative right here. I think you feed it to Medley and you go home winners. You got 1 yard to gain here on 3rd down. Ball security is key. You get that 1st down, you keep that clock running, you run this thing right down to inside a minute and score a touchdown.
So here on a 3rd and 1. They put Edley on the left side now. Booker in motion. Here goes Medley.
You only needed 1, you got your 1.
They got the 1st down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Grind it down. They only have 1 timeout left. We'll see when Edgewood goes and uses that timeout.
Seven. 3, tackle by 54 at the 7-yard line.
So Brady Ewell looking over to the bench right now. Only 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Here's Medley. Medley keeps going. Medley down to the 1. Oh my goodness. Is Medley hurt? He's gimpy coming up.
Tackle by 27.
Rick Barker with the tackle.
All right, now you still have 2 timeouts here, so you could take a timeout here and give Medley an opportunity to feel a little bit better, or we'll see if Bryson comes in for him. Timeout.
The clock stops there at 46 seconds to go.
I'll tell you what, we wanted a good game. We've been seeing a lot of bad games this year. Man, we got a good one the last 2 weeks. Jeez, these games have been incredible. This one especially. That's a good Edgewood football team over there. And if Piqua was able to come out with 1, if they get that 1 more yard here, that would be an outstanding victory for this Piqua team, no matter the records, no matter the seeds.
We'd like to thank everybody who makes these games possible. We'd like to thank you for watching and listening here on the Indian Nation Station. We know there's a bunch of you out there, and you're watching a good one here with us.
You hope that Josiah can come back in. I don't know that he's going to be able to come back in the next. But we have an outstanding trainer in Katie Smith down there working with him. I don't think he's ready to go this play. It's Bryson Roberts' time.
Bryson Roberts to the back. Corey Miller in the slot right. They give it to
Cougars. We're going to let them go in so they still had an opportunity on offense. But man, oh man, what a drive, what a turnover. Now here's this extra point, still very important. Every point counts here.
Oh, wow. Here comes Trombley. Up and through and good. 28-21. 42 seconds left to go here.
Here we go. Another chance for Trombo to show off that golden leg.
To Region 8 semifinal. Again, Trombley wanting to put this one through the end zone. You don't want to give up a big run back. Riley Payne and Braden Sullivan, the normal run back duo here for Edgewood. Throughout this season, we have rarely talked about the opposition team's return men on kickoffs simply because they haven't had a chance to do many.
Here we go with Trombo. Trombo's got to get one, use that win, carry that in. Then you got to put them there in a pass-only situation, you know, and that's not their best. That's the worst situation for Edgewood.
I was gonna say he's got shoes spected too.
Trombley through the end zone. And we have a flag coming up here. So it's going to be an offsides here against the Indians. I think the juice a little bit too much that time.
You know, you can't. All right, you got 5 more yards. He had it. He was good from about 15 yards on that. He kicked that out of bounds. Yep. So let's hope he can put another one in there. The way he's been kicking this thing in the fourth quarter. Let's see if he can do it again. You got to be focused if you're that kick return. You got to make sure.
Each team with one timeout left.
Ref felt like he had to be dramatic about it, set the ball down, do the 5 yards. I don't know about that one, but anyway, moving on.
The home side crowd. Oh, man.
It's never over till it's over, my friend. Close the deal here.
It goes, and this one's going to be taken at the 1, out to the 10. And should be short of the 20-yard line there. And that took 5 seconds off the clock. So 37 seconds left here. 28-21. Indians the lead. Now it's the defense's turn. Last time, the defense able to strip the ball away, and Tanner Kemp, the man who fell on it.
So Edgewood's got to go 80 yards in 35 seconds with a running offense. So
that actually worked because you take 5 seconds off the clock and you still wind up at the 20. Looking, Jones passes, and that is complete.
The clock just keeps running, though.
Yep.
And that's
24-yard line. 24-yard line.
They do have one timeout, and he's going to spike the ball here. Eli Jones, the quarterback, and we're going to be seeing him go to the Year More in this final 23 seconds, so we have the entire football game.
You notice they still line up in that tight set, even on passing downs. They
said one man wide left, one back. Back to pass, looking, throws one out there, and their ball intercepted! The ball is picked up by Meyer. 15 seconds to go.
What a huge play right there. He was not going to be denied on that interception. Aiden Meyer, what a great job.
So the Indians are going to win this football game.
How's Final 8 sound to you, sir?
Oh, my.
Or you can give it to
Right now, got to knee it down and go home with a victory.
Victory formation.
So, that's the snap.
There you go. Kneel on it. Feel the game.
That is it. The clock is going to run out. And the Piqua Indians are going to the regional finals, and a site to be determined against a team to be determined, but they win this game. Final score, Piqua 28, Edgewood 21. Oh my goodness, what a finish to that, as the Indians seem to be in a bit of a funk in the middle stages of this game, and then they were just lit up there in that final quarter.
Holy mackerel. I'm telling you what, that was an incredible game. And it's looking more and more like it's going to be Piqua versus Winton Woods. It's late in that game. It's getting late in that game against LaSalle, but you can't count them out. They're down a couple touchdowns. Actually, they're down 35-17. So Winton Woods is looking like the opponent next week. More than likely. Don't count out LaSalle just yet, though.
Well, I tell you what a game here at Highcamp Stadium. The Indians trailed throughout much of this ball game, were able to come back. They actually went ahead 7-0 to begin this thing after they picked up a fumble there on the first play from scrimmage by Edgewood. But then toward the end, another fumble, a touchdown by the Indians, and they are going to be playing yet another week in the regional final, and you had another way to say that. How do you say that?
The Final 8.
The Final 8. Oh, my goodness. Final score, Indians 28, Cougars 21, and you, partner, have some happy statistics.
I'll tell you what, it didn't feel like it, but Josiah Medley had yet another huge night. It did on a few runs. He had 19 carries for 140 yards and 3 touchdowns. He just keeps racking up those. He's getting awfully close. I think he's 2 or 3 away from the record of 38. It's amazing week in and week out. And I'm telling you what, if you look down the stats, you can throw them all out. If you don't get that Trombo 70-yard punt, this game might not have ever played out, because they were going to get the ball at the 50 if he puts a normal punt on that. He used that wind, and the kick of his lifetime changed this game. And you also had Tavion Cosby. You got to credit him. He's one of the best running backs we've seen all year, and they call him a fullback. But man, 34 carries for 164 yards and 2 touchdowns for Edgewood. You know, it's incredible what the Piqua Indians have been able to do. They hardly threw the ball in the second half. Their offense looked like it was not going to gain another yard early in the third quarter. I mean, they had a back-to-back possessions where they didn't do anything, 3 and out. And they somehow figured out how to win, and that's just the way this team's done things this year.
Amazing as you look. And let's give the defense credit. We were talking about the fact that they were allowing Edgewood at most of this game to just chip away. And here, they only gave up 21 points. Now, this is a team that recently has been scoring, just like the Indians, right around 48, 49 points a game in the latter part of this season.
And they did. They chipped away, and they had good games, but they just made enough plays. And our defense didn't bend not break type of scenario. They turned them over twice. Those fumbles are absolutely huge. those turnovers are the game right there.
Absolutely. And let me look at one thing here. From the standpoint, the Indians 6 penalties for 40 yards, which is much less than they had a week ago. And overall, it was less than that we have seen in many of the games recently.
Yeah, down the stretch, they really tightened their focus. Man, it was such a momentum game. You could see those shoulders slouch a little bit on both sides, depending on who was in control of that momentum at the time and place. But I give credit to both teams for coming back and fighting until the end on that one.
So the final score here at Heitkamp Stadium at Huber Heights, Wayne, it was the Indians 28 and the Cougars 21. The Indians are going to go on next week to play in the regional finals. That looks like it's going to be against Whittenwood.
Hold the phone, partner. It is now 35-25. LaSalle is down 10 with 6:59 left, so that game
there is a lot of
isn't quite done yet.
Yeah, and you figure with the Cincinnati team, one of the two coming in here, you're going to be looking at down in the neighborhood of a Springboro or a Miamisburg, likely as the host for a game like this.
You can't ask for better. I mean, this has been a heck of a season. You know, it's been a blast. Partner, if we don't get to do another one, thanks. It's been awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
It has been great. But we don't want to say that we're not going to be doing the game next week.
We might get it. We might get it. There's still hope. There's still hope.
And it could be that it would not be a live game, but we would have it then here on the Indian Nation station on tape delay. But again, we have to find out all of that. We have to find out what Spectrum's plans are. The deeper you get into this thing, the more people, big time, want to get involved with it. And so it may be a statewide game or something of that nature. So we just have to wait and see.
I tell you what, people have been sleeping on Piqua this year. There are not a lot of people paying attention to Piqua right now. There's a lot of Cincinnati eyes on Cincinnati. Well, they better recognize right now.
Final score, once again, Piqua 28, Edgewood 21. And if this is the last game we get a chance to do, we look forward to basketball coming up here in a very short period of time. But we got more football to be played one way or another for this Piqua Indians team, and that is going to be coming up next Friday night in the regional finals. So, for my broadcast partner, Brian Gillespie, for AJ Ganger, and all of our production people right here, my name is Tom Michaels, and again, final score, 28-21, Indians over the Cougars. You've been watching it all here on the Indian Nation Station.